Maxine Waters had always been known for her fiery rhetoric and sharp tongue. That morning, the hearing room in the Capitol was packed with reporters, cameras, and an electric tension that could be felt in the air. Every seat was filled, every microphone primed, and at the center of it all sat Senator John Kennedy, calm, collected, and with that familiar glint in his eyes that told anyone watching he was ready for whatever came his way. From the moment the gavel came down, Maxine seemed determined to put him on the defensive. She interrupted his opening remarks, questioned his intelligence, and even mocked his southern drawl. The audience shifted uncomfortably, some looking away, others glued to the spectacle. She wanted to embarrass him, to strip away the calm charm he was known for, but Kennedy didn't flinch. Instead, he leaned back in his chair, hands folded, letting her words echo without rushing to respond. "You can talk all you want, Senator Kennedy," Maxine said with a smug smile, "but the truth is, your ideas are outdated, your priorities are misguided, and frankly, you're part of the problem in this country." The cameras zoomed in. This was the moment. The trap was set. Many expected Kennedy to get defensive, to fight back with anger. But he simply tilted his head, almost as if he were studying her, and replied in his slow, deliberate tone, "Congresswoman, where I'm from we have a saying, don't wrestle with pigs. You both get dirty, and the pig likes it." A ripple of laughter broke through the tension in the room. Maxine's smile faltered. Kennedy continued, his voice steady but cutting through the air like a blade. "I'm not here to win a shouting match. I'm here to serve the American people, the farmer in Iowa who can't afford fuel for his tractor, the single mother in Louisiana who works 2 jobs just to pay for groceries, and the small business owner who's drowning in red tape. They're the reason I show up here every day. Not for applause. Not for TV clips. For them." The mood shifted instantly. People in the gallery leaned forward. Even a few reporters lowered their cameras to really listen. Kennedy wasn't fighting Maxine, he was speaking to the people watching at home, the ones who had given up on politicians listening to them. Maxine tried to interject, but Kennedy held up a hand, not rudely, but firmly. "Congresswoman, I respect your passion. But passion without listening is just noise. And we've got too much noise in Washington already." The room went silent. Maxine, clearly caught off guard, had no immediate comeback. Kennedy then told a personal story, about his father losing his farm during hard times, about neighbors who stood together when there was nothing left but each other, and about how dignity wasn't about never losing, but about standing back up after you did. By the time he finished, the entire room was hanging on his every word. Even some of Maxine's allies looked down at their notes, unsure how to follow his heartfelt message. Maxine eventually leaned back in her seat, pursed her lips, and said nothing. The cameras caught it all. The moment the verbal sparring match she had planned dissolved into a lesson in humility, resilience, and statesmanship. As the hearing adjourned, Kennedy walked out without a hint of triumph on his face. He stopped for a moment to shake hands with a young intern holding a stack of papers nearly too big for her to carry. He smiled, thanked her, and continued down the hall. The reporters chased after him, firing questions, but he didn't look back. The clip went viral that evening. Social media exploded with praise for his composure and for the way he handled an attempt to humiliate him without lowering himself to personal attacks. People from across the political spectrum shared the moment, not because they agreed on every policy, but because they saw something rare, a leader who understood that real strength comes not from how loud you speak, but from how well you listen. In the end, the lasting image wasn't Maxine's attack. It was John Kennedy standing tall, speaking with dignity, and reminding America that the loudest voice isn't always the strongest. Sometimes, it's the calmest one in the room.